It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, brought to you by Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, The Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to your Monday. Can we just reflect for a minute on how nice our weekend was? Holy moly. It was fantastic across the Ozarks. We had wonderful, almost fall like temperatures. Fall was in the air. We had those nice, cool, crisp morning numbers. It was just a fabulous day. And we even had some rainfall on Friday, which we needed desperately. We could use a little bit more, but I don't have any of that in the forecast as we head into the new work week. Temperatures this morning, comfortable. You may want to send the kids to school with a light jacket. Layers will be key today. We are going to heat up back into the lower 80s, but I have mostly sunny skies in the forecast today. And overall, yeah, it's just another lovely day in the Ozarks. Enjoy it. Kind of a nice way to ease into a Monday with calm weather. No weather hazards out there for you today, but you'll want some sunglasses and maybe the light jacket, as I mentioned. Temperatures this morning almost everywhere are in the low 50s. And the big headline for you is that we are entering a dry stretch of weather. We talked about it last week. August ended up being one of the driest months on record for the Ozarks. September may be following suit. We are looking very dry in the Ozarks with a stretch of dry days ahead. Not much in the way of unsettled weather for the Midwest. Makes it nice to get outdoors, but the grass could really use some rain. I know the gardens are struggling. If you have anything left alive, I know you're watering quite a bit, and this week will not help in that department. We have a nice cool morning, though. High temperature in Springfield today expected to make it to 82 degrees. I think the winds will be light. It will be a comfortable day, warm but pleasant as we head into the afternoon hours. Dry weather, it continues all week long. I don't have a drop of rain in this forecast this work week. And the long range charts indicate that things may stay dry overall here in the coming days as well. We've got a big warming trend this week, too. If you miss the summer weather and you're like, oh, I'm not ready for fall, well, summer weather is back. We're back into the 90s by Wednesday of this week. And I think you'll be wishing for these nice cool temperatures that we had over the weekend to return because it's going to get kind of hot in the Ozarks. This process happens as early as tomorrow when we'll be back in the mid 80s on Tuesday. Numbers, as I said, in the low 90s on Wednesday. It will be hot. And I have a dry stretch with that hot weather too. So if the pool is still open, you may get to use it a little bit more. I know things have cooled off with all the couple of cold nights that we've had, but it's going to be hot enough to dive in later this week. Below average precip may continue too through the middle of September. The long range charts are looking very dry, and our extended forecast shows some of that hot and dry weather that's heading our direction. So, today in Springfield, I have a high temperature of 82 degrees with mostly sunny skies. Still mostly sunny on Wednesday, but high temps in the upper 80s tomorrow. We're in the 90s and maybe even the mid 90s by the time we get to Thursday and Friday. I mean, it is really going to be hot, and next weekend looks hot too. And this extended period of dry weather may continue. Now, that's not good news for us because just last week, the drought monitor comes out every week on Thursday. So I always take a look at that. Last week, I noticed a big change. Most of the Ozarks were just considered abnormally dry at the end of August. Well, the first week of September showed that we are now seeing moderate drought for all of Greene County and most of the Missouri Ozarks. That's going to expand. So we may start to see some severe drought show up here by the month of September if these dry conditions persist. Around the country, it is not dry for the mid-Atlantic. They've had some very active weather, and they'll continue to see some wet weather for the East Coast Gulf states. That happens through tomorrow. Showers and thunderstorms are in the forecast tonight for the Southern Plains and the upper Mississippi Valley and the upper Great Lakes. They get rain this evening. So rain is happening across the country, just not for us. All right, here's a look at that around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question for the day. And the question that I left for you last week was this: which weather phenomenon is most likely to cause severe turbulence for an aircraft flying at cruising altitude? Options were A, cumulonimbus clouds, B, stratus clouds, C, cirrus clouds, or D, fog. Well, severe turbulence would most likely be caused by A, cumulonimbus clouds. And I will tell you why. Most commercial airplanes cruise at altitudes anywhere from 33,000 feet to 42,000 feet. And the only cloud that can build that high up in the atmosphere from the options that I gave you were the cumulonimbus clouds. So oftentimes, if pilots are flying over areas of thunderstorms, yes, it's the cumulonimbus clouds that can build and climb over 30,000 feet. Those are also sometimes the ones that become severe at the surface and produce hail and high winds. So congrats if cumulonimbus clouds was your choice. Here's another related question. Which of these weather phenomena is characterized by rapidly rotating column of air that is in contact with both the surface of the earth and a cumulonimbus cloud? Which of these touches both the earth's surface and a cumulonimbus cloud? Do you think it is A, a hurricane, B, a tornado, C, a blizzard, or D, a monsoon? You can let me know your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Thank you so much for listening on this Monday. I hope you have a fantastic week in the Ozarks. Summer heat is returning, but today is the nicest day of the week. High temperatures in the low 80s and plenty of sun. Thanks so much to our sponsors, Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, The Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Have a fantastic day. I'll be back to chat with you first thing tomorrow.